What's going on, true believers? Welcome to another episode of One Shot. I am your host, Mr. J, and I took last week off because it was the Easter weekend. Just wanted to spend a little extra time with the family. I hope you all had a good Easter if you celebrate. But I got 2 weeks worth of books to go through, so let's get right into it. First, I'm going to showcase this one from this week. Gwenverse, this is issue number 2. I'm not really reading it, I'm just kind of skimming it. The only reason I'm buying this one and I wanted to showcase it at all was the cover done by the great David Nakayama. But yeah, the story's pretty bland. Shadow Man. Can't remember what issue this is. So the dead side was trying to take over the living side. It became manifested and it's in a physical form. Obviously, the good guys win. I mean, what kind of story would it be if they didn't? But overall, been really enjoying this series. And I'm glad that I'm finally getting into a little more Valiant comics. I thought some of their ideas were really cool back in the day, but the artwork and story really didn't grip me. But these, the artwork is really good. I'm really enjoying the story. Yeah, really happy with Shadow Man. Noctera issue 9. I don't know. So this book is just hit and miss with me. This one was just kind of a blah, mediocre one. They're just getting a little more information on their enemies and whatnot, and feeling each other out now that they have to work with Bill. I don't know. This one was just kind of meh. I guess I'll continue reading it. It's not terrible, but it's not really gripping me right now. King Spawn issue 9. Anything Spawn is really good right now. There's just so much stuff going on. It's kind of hard to keep track all the different storylines, story arcs. But in this one, everybody's trying to manipulate Spawn either into, I don't know, dying or taking the throne to become the new king of hell. He really doesn't want to do it for some reason, but now he's kind of in a bad predicament where someone that he actually truly cares about might be in trouble if he doesn't do it. So we're going to find out what he decides to do in the end, and I'm all on board. Spawn, $2.99 price point. I mean, can't beat that. Rewrite Titans, issue number 3. This series is pretty good. It's not all about robots versus kaiju. It's more about the people that ride the robots to fight in their mental states and whatnot. It's okay. The first issue I thought was really good. The second issue was okay. This one, again, is okay. Hoping this series kind of picks up a little bit more. Batman 89, I honestly forgot that they were still, they still had some issues left to make of this one, because Superman seemed to get through it fairly quickly, and it came out, I think, after Batman 89, or maybe at the same time. But I had high hopes for this one. It was okay. This issue was pretty decent, I have to say. It was pretty decent. But the series overall has just not kept my interest. One more issue left. I don't know. I'll pick it up, but Superman 78, I think it was better. Flashpoint Beyond Zero. Something's gone wrong to where Flashpoint was supposed to have ended and everything was supposed to go back to normal, but for some reason Thomas Wayne is still Batman. His storyline is still Bruce Wayne has died and whatnot, and he's trying to change it back. He's like, I need to fix this. Something went wrong. We've got to fix this. This story was really good, actually. The Reverse Flash is messing. I think it's the Reverse Flash that was messing with him really hard, and trying to just keep things the way that Flashpoint was. But I really enjoy Flashpoint Batman a lot, and I'm excited to see where this one goes to. Venom, issue number 7. What can I say? Just kind of more of the same thing. Dylan Brock, figuring himself out as the Venom character. Coming into contact with the new villains like Bedlam and whatnot. I don't know. The story is not that gripping yet. Again, it kind of started good and then took a dive off of there. But, it's not bad. It's not terrible. I have a feeling there's going to be some interesting things happening with this book. But right now, just not got that punch yet. 7 Secrets, number 16. This book, again, is hitting its high point. I know I've talked about the highs and lows of this book, where I kind of was like disinterested for the middle of it. But again, the stuff that's happening in this one right now is just, it's blowing me away. The artwork is amazing. I'm all on board. There's not much more left to this series, and I am super excited to see where it goes. A Town Called Terror. So, I really didn't know what to expect when I picked this book up. But if you like horror at all, like even kind of body horror a little bit is in this book. I think it might have some vampire-esque feelings to it. You may enjoy this book. There's a scene in here where there's a body on the table and the guy puts on some classical music. It even shows you what he's playing. So if you wanted to, you could listen along. I did that a little bit, and it brought me deeper into the book. And he's doing like surgery on this body. Super cool. The artwork is actually really good, and the way the story starts out, I'm kind of interested because it's like a like 2 separate worlds type thing. It's going on, and they're living in 2 separate worlds, and I'm super on board. I love horror books though, so. What if Miles Morales became Wolverine? I'm just reading these. I don't know why, just to read them, I guess. I'm not finding anything spectacular about these. I don't. If I would recommend them to somebody, I would say just go ahead and skip it unless you're a huge Miles Morales fan. If not, there's nothing special about these books. Just kind of telling a what if origin story for if Miles were each of these characters. Whether or not that's going to come into play in another bigger series at some point, like the Gwynverse thing, I don't know. But if it does, I probably won't be reading because I'm not a fan of Gwynverse either. Captain America 0. I thought it was pretty good overall. The banter between Captain America and Captain America was interesting. For the sake of this, I'm going to call him the Falcon because He's the Falcon with a shield. And they're all talking about which Captain America should you be called the Amazing Captain America and I the Incredible or whatever. I hate when they do this. They make two characters the same character for whatever reason. I don't know. I hate it. I hate when that happens. He's Falcon. He's Captain America. Leave it at that. They don't both have to be Captain America. All right? That's my rant for the day. But overall, the story was pretty good. The artwork is really good. And I'll probably continue reading. Hulk number 6. So I know this one's probably grabbed a lot of people's attention because there is a new personality of Hulk. Maybe he's an old personality, but I don't know. So there's a question asked in this one: what if the Hulk had a Hulk? And what would that look like? And they call him Titan in this book. But I did some research, and apparently there's been another story arc way back when in like Axis days. Axis, Avengers and X-Men number 4. There was a Hulk's Hulk, which they called, let me see if I get this right, because it's just Hulk backwards, which is Cole, I think. Cole. A lot of people didn't like it, but that's kind of what he looks like a little bit in this, and I'm wondering if it's just a callback to that. And that's just what he is, but he just kind of looks different. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But this series overall has been pretty good. Donny Cates has been, he's just been going crazy. Like he cares for the source material, but at the same time he's just like, let me just warp it and twist it and send it in a completely another direction. I love it. I'm on board. The Batman Knight. Batman the Knight, that's what it's called. This is issue number 4. We're going through young Bruce Wayne's trainings, where he finds the different people like detectives and his martial arts masters and cat burglars and things like that to help train him to become the Batman. So this is kind of his younger story arc where he's just learning his trade. This series, I've been really enjoying it. Written by, who is it now? Say it with me, Chip Zdarsky. Absolutely fantastic. The Nice House on the Lake. This series just keeps getting weirder and stranger, and I love it. Written by James Tynion IV. This is his element. Not Batman. Keep him off of the Batman series. The house is kind of forgotten. I think they were forced to forget that people, like the world had ended, and so they're trying to figure out a way to escape, maybe do some research. They learn that they can ask for buildings and things, and the buildings would show up for them. But the guy that brought them to this place is kind of upset with them that, they don't want to be there, but and they hate him if they know that the world has ended and he's caused it. But at the same time, that they are still looking for a way out, even after not knowing. And people are telling it, or some person that maintained the memories is like, you can't have it both ways. Either way, you can't be liked and have people want to stay, or you can't tell them that the world has ended and have them like you. It's been really good series. I'm absolutely super happy with this book. World's Finest, issue number 2. I'm so happy I hopped on this book. It's been really good. This book we see Superman having like open heart surgery, trying to get red kryptonite out of his bloodstream, um, big battles, um, older characters that have slightly newer powers, and it's just been phenomenal. Um, I thought this book was going to be just kind of a blah book, but man, it's been really good. Slumber issue number 2. Um, we learn that some of the cops that are investigating these murders, one of them has actually been involved in committing the murders now, and he's seeking out this company to help him find out who is taking over his body and causing it to go out and kill people. They're finally going head to head. This book has been really fast paced, and I love it. They're going head to head with the person that's been taking over people's bodies that they started in this book anyway. But absolutely love this book. Nightwing 91. I'm not sure if we're introduced to a new character in this one or not, but I'm not familiar with her. She's an assassin that typically gets the job done, one of those type, and is kind of a myth nobody really knows about. But she has like a network of assassins, and the Flash and Nightwing find the base of operations and kind of take it over and send all the assassins on impossible missions to take out superhuman characters, knowing that they're going to fail and be captured. And so there's nobody left to try to take out Dick Grayson. So Blockbuster is going to have to deal with it himself. This series has been fantastic. I've been on it since the late 80 number range, and I'm so happy I hopped on. Another Valiant book, Armor Clads. This is issue number 2. So there's these slaves that work in mines, and then there's 2 factions that kind of fight each other, it seems like, as well as alien bugs. And these 2 factions are warring. One takes over the other one, and they're being the armor clads, who are the slaves, are being transferred to the next facility, and they're making their escape, as well as freeing some of the other slaves in the facility. I like this book. It's different. The artwork is a little bit different, and I'm enjoying it. It's a lighter read and another Valiant book. Anything outside of the big 2 anymore that I enjoy, I'm happy to throw money at. Ice Cream Man, issue number 29. So this one is about dealing with your anxiety a little bit, dealing with the death of people you know, and kind of how things will stick with you, and you can transfer them on to other people, like anxiety and whatnot. The concepts in this book are just the way that they put them into visuals is fantastic, and again, another like Twilight Zone-y horror style book, a little gross sometimes, with the artwork. It's really cool, and I've been enjoying the Ice Cream Man series. Beast Wars, this is the annual. I didn't really like the annual of this. The main series has been really good, which is why I have this one. But the annual is just like 3 separate short stories that are kind of out of continuity. They weren't that great. But this front cover is pretty cool, so that's all I have to say about this series. And Doctor Strange, Nexus of Nightmares, number 1. Is this a one shot? What is this? I'm not too sure because in the main story arc right now, Doctor Strange is dead. In this series, he's not. It's just kind of like a one shot story of him fighting Baron Mordo, who's trying to bring Nightmare into our world using the book. I'm blanking on the name right now that we've seen in the like Halloween stories that we had. The story was okay, but I'm not sure if this is going to be more than one thing. If it is, they didn't really set much up for it. And then a few things that I picked up. I got a 7 Secrets issue. This is the, I believe this is the retailer thank you exclusive or whatever Virgin variant. Needs a little attention. Got a little dirt and stuff around the edges, but overall pretty good. Phantom Star Killer #1. I have this issue already, but not this cover. This is, in fact, the glow-in-the-dark cover. I've tested it out. It does glow in the dark. Thought it was pretty cool. Action figure variant. What if Thor was raised by frost giants? Could potentially be a storyline that we see later on Disney Plus. Who knows? But thought it was really cool looking. And then some of my David Nakayama covers here. I got Phage #1 variant. Him being drawn by David. We're on first name terms. And as well as Scream being done by him. And I picked up the Totally Awesome Hulk #1. This is the first appearance of Lady Hellbender. I played through the Guardians of the Galaxy game on Xbox, and I thought she was a really interesting, really cool looking character. So I picked up her first appearance, which happened to be in the faux hawk wearing Totally Awesome Hulk. And last but not least, another beautiful David Nakayama cover. Not familiar with who this character is or anything, but thought it was really cool. A couple of dollar bin dives here. Picked up a Convergence #1. The cover really drew me in. That's why. Doctor Strange issue 60. It's a little dirty, but I think I can clean it a little bit and get it into some bags. Salmon Twitch #1. This series has been optioned for I'm not sure if it was Netflix or some type of streaming service series. Then the book itself has been up and down in price. I was able to get it for $1, so if and or when this movie or series comes out, it'll be a good investment. And then I picked up another copy of Pit #1. Depending if my cousin has this or not, he might be getting this book. And Pit #2, which I do not have, so that one's going in my collection. Well, that is all I have for you today. If you liked what you saw, drop down, leave a like, leave a comment, tell me what you're reading. Tell me what I should be reading. I'm always open to new books. Again, I'll try an X-Men book on your recommendation, but no guarantees there. But thanks for stopping by. Join us hopefully next week for another episode of One Shot, and as always, have a good day.